passes. They know we invented original mathematics. Black magic, treat home like cat Sabbath. I can hear beautiful music and bad static. I attract cash and bags like that's Magnus. Last Maverick, blast fast like Zab Jab. King Anubis, one eye open like the singer Houston sunset. Peek through deep illusion. I'm a god with power to make gods and my penis bruise it. He's in tune with Hebrew finger movements. Teach Bruce Lee senior students. Seen the Buddha state of Samadhi. Your life phases like a wait in a lobby. Stranger than paintings of Dali. Your vast imagination is what's making you godly. I study the form and frame of the body. Under a full moon and created karate. Your gang faker than broccoli. I'm Buffalo Soldier. My role was the Kane in a posse. Yeah, my mother Henrietta Lacks. My clever raps bring the metal netter back. The extraterrestrial method in black, but I don't have a memory of that. The enemies attack the Ebonese mentally with traps for more than 4 centuries of that. Matter of fact, I killed the cipher, judge gave me 360. Trap sound behind bars, frequency. The earth flat like green frisbees. From the tribe of Levi, the jeans fit me. Pick niggas at picnics, they pick me. So I picked up a ice pick and pigs bleed.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode, Underground Railroad Productions, as Red Pill sings I Straight a Gang by Migos. They caught you singing it. But listen, man, yeah, welcome back, family. Another episode, Red and the Blue Pill. Shout out to Cambatta. We got the project, The Holy Ghost, out. Make sure you go cop it. One of the best projects out. I'm not just saying that because I produced it, but I really believe in this project and this music and this movement.
Yeah,
and
DJs holla.
Yeah, DJs holla, please holla, man.
They're gonna have to raise the rim. They're gonna need the Cajun at Judasium. How you gonna say something like that?
Even Damien and Satan is afraid of him. You know how that go. CambattaMusic.com. Go cop the album, The Holy Ghost. On that note, listen, man. You know, we talk about this hip hop culture. We talk about culture vultures. Complex. I guess Complex was bought by Verizon.
Yes.
So
that's major. The employer of mad black people.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Yeah. So the situation with Joe Budden's everyday struggle, I'm sure a lot of our listeners that's into the hip-hop community know what happened with Joe Budden's and everyday struggle and Complex and Verizon. And I'm here to get your thoughts on it, to see how we should move forward in terms of being creators, in terms of being content creators, in terms of having ideas, in terms of having music, in terms of being inventors. How should we move forward dealing with corporations who people feel as though look to just exploit us and don't really understand our culture whatsoever? Talk to me about what's going on with this situation, gentlemen.
It's going to be controversial. I'm going to start with YouTube. I'm going to start with YouTube because YouTube is the culprit in this whole thing.
Please explain.
Everyday struggle exists through the platform of YouTube, not through Complex. Complex made a move to snatch the audience of DJ Academics and Joe Budden, who existed on YouTube. YouTube is the platform that gives life to the creators and gives them peanuts. Before we get at Complex, we got to talk about YouTube. YouTube has devalued the value of the creative community with the peanuts. Let's keep it a buck, okay? Although it is the same argument that's being made about Complex. It's a machine. It gets you sponsorship. It puts you in front of a lot of people. It's great. It gives you exposure, but they did not want to secure the coin. If he's asking for Bitcoins, they didn't want to secure the bag, right? They utilized his intellectual property, which was his mind, his talent, who he was, his brand, his imprint, both him and Academics, to sell ads. He exposed that. You niggas wanted to sell ads. You brought Spotify on board. You brought Nike on board. You wanted us to sell Nikes for you. You wanted us to push Rap Caviar, but you did not come with the bag, and I know my worth.
So why is it YouTube's problem? The negotiation
that's complex, yeah.
was made with Complex.
Yeah, that's Complex right
when
there.
he went to get the bag, he had to meet with Verizon executives by way of Complex, not YouTube. YouTube is the broadcaster.
No, I'm speaking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's like me saying that I'm on. Let's say I was on the Martin Show.
Facts.
Right. Let's say that I was Tommy and I wanted to renegotiate my contract. Because I'm on Martin, you know, my character has blown up. It's hot now. You feel me? I'm going to the executives, but they're broadcasting off of Fox. I got to talk to the creators of Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Before you go to Fox.
Before you go to Fox. So how
what
is
I
YouTube?
made was a broader statement. I'm not speaking specifically about the Joe Budden situation. I'm gonna get to that. I'm speaking about the overall situation. I took it past Complex and said the creative aspect, because you got Everyday Struggle, which is a fish in the pond. But there's 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 creators that are out there. You understand? Who exist. These are the creators. This is the talent. They're bringing the money. They're bringing the ad revenue. They're bringing the people who are watching it. They're bringing the audience to YouTube. If YouTube had no creators and they were just showing you cat videos or green, whatever they used to do, there would not be, YouTube would not be the new TV. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying the fact that...
So they're the network, like I said.
They are the network.
I understand that, but we're talking about the fact that he can directly identify who his employees were.
Well, let's get into that then.
They're creating the content.
Yes.
And they're broadcasting it on the network.
On the network.
They're getting the bag, and they're giving him portions of what that bag consists of.
Facts.
Right?
All right.
You get what you negotiate for.
That's right.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so... the situation for the family that are not familiar with what happened, when Joe Budden came forward and was presented with an idea to create a talk show, I think Elliot Wilson and a dude that they call it, the dude named Noah.
Noah, yeah.
Right? They brought the idea to Joe Budden. Academics wasn't involved as of yet. Nadeska is part of Complex, so she was already a shoo-in. He came up with the beautiful idea, or his intellectual property was to create a debate show where his point of view, because remember, he has a podcast. Yeah. So he was already doing the Joe Budden podcast. We're going to get into the history of what Joe Budden means to the internet in a minute. We're not going to touch on that at the moment. They decide to reach out to a young upstart named DJ Academics, who already had 1 million followers.
So he built his career and his following on YouTube, on the network.
He built his career and his following
by himself
on YouTube, by himself, void of any kind of corporate influence.
No sponsors.
No sponsors.
Facts.
The same thing that Joe Budden did. No sponsors. Joe Budden has a brand. His brand was already strong enough as a rapper, as a TV personality. He was on reality television. But if some people may not have realized, he birthed what you know as, what would you call that? Because he had Joe Budden TV with Tahiri way before anybody was doing quote unquote reality television on you. He was doing webisodes.
Right. So I would call it webisode.
Was he the original Love and Hip Hop? Was he?
He would be considered. No, I would not say Love and Hip Hop. That's a scripted reality show. It's not reality. It doesn't fit in the same category. He was one of the fathers of the webisodes. Okay. He exposed his intimate life with his girlfriend Tahiri. He had the Joe Budden show. He was doing numbers. He built his brand. He identifies himself as a creator who knows how to adapt, because he keeps his ear to the ground to when technology evolves. It's just not a dumb man. This is not he's not a knuckle dragger. He's very astute when it comes to media, or new media for that matter, and he's shown it through his many incarnations that he could stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
So he decided to create a debate show. Maybe not the kind of debate that you're used to, but a debate show in the realm of hip hop where he utilized the formula of antagonists and protagonists, with the neutral party sitting in the middle, the feminine energy, which was the sister by the name of Nadeska.
Balance.
The balance.
Right.
You understand? And they reached out to academics. They brought academics in. His vision about what he was creating, right, was not in alignment to what actually happened. He forecasted the show taking off or having a meteoric rise 8 months into what it is that they were projected to do, whereas it took off immediately.
Right.
I believe in 3 months, he was able to reach the goal that he put forth for 8 months as a result of not being able to calculate or negotiate what was in front of him. He obviously negotiated a contract that him and his manager or him and his management were definitely not comfortable with.
I had a similar situation when I was in the industry incorporated.
I had a similar situation myself.
Yeah.
You understand?
We projected, we projected for a 9-month window took place in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So the budget that was allocated to us, we ran through that. You feel me?
Yeah.
But our results were unexpected.
Okay.
Where we said, look, we need to renegotiate this. And they said, we don't have no budget for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We don't have anything allocated.
We don't have anything allocated.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait.
Fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
You know? So
I can relate.
when it came time for the renegotiations, mind you, this is one of the biggest shows ever in the genre of podcasting and hip hop, new media.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Combat Jack.
Rest in peace to Combat Jack, who would be identified as one of the fathers and the pioneers of the podcast. All right, through SoundCloud, I believe. Right? He popped off. It was more visual. It was more audio than visual.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
Initially.
Yeah.
So Joe comes forward. He's having one of the hottest. He's accredited.
Yeah.
He's not in the credits though, but he's accredited for being the creator for one of the hottest shows in the culture in a very long time. Whereas DJ Academics represents the youth, and Joe Buttons is the objective hater, who's the elder classman. The struggle.
Right.
Right?
The youth are not identified with the struggle.
No, they are anti-struggle.
Right.
Okay? The mumble rappers, the Uzis, the Pumps, all of these people, the Yachties of the world, the Migos of the world, there's no struggle in their bars.
They have ice trays.
Ice Tray the gang. You understand?
Right.
There's no struggle in their bars. The old school rappers who got done dirty like the Cold Crush brothers, you understand? Who are not charting, who are not considered in nouveau anymore, who are not they're not going viral.
Not wavy, right.
They're not wavy. They're part of the struggle. Joe Budden is that voice. Joe Budden is the voice of the
Struggle,
parents
right.
of the teenagers who are coming up. Little Yachty's father and Coach K, who's the manager of the Migos, they are in the same age bracket of a Joe Budden. These are the quote unquote elders of hip hop now.
Facts.
You understand? So he's very objective. He speaks for, he speaks for the hip hop purists. You know what I mean? He echoes he echoes the sentiments of many people who don't have a voice, right? He's the breakout star of this show. Do you agree?
Facts.
DJ Academics, he's also, he also has, he has impact. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely impactful. His brand, in my humble opinion, is not necessarily, you know, I don't know if his brand is being compromised, or I don't know if his brand is being, you know,
it's being integrated. This is his introduction,
into,
if you will,
facts,
to a broader society, to the world. You know, it was his moment on the grand stage. It also was Joe Budden's moment to recreate himself and find a voice that echoed what people felt, and also marginalized him from a portion of the society to be painted as the bad guy. But the bad guy has lasting power.
The bad guy has lasting power. And the intricate relationship that you see taking place is academics he's becoming the darling of the industry. This is his prom. This is his intro into the industry. Yes. Whereas Joe Budden,
his inauguration.
This is his inauguration into industry politics, into the industry boys club, into the industry glitterati and whatnot. They're weighing him out. They know his power. They know his influence. Keep in mind, he's also representing the youth who are also going through the same inauguration at the same damn time. Lil Yachty is being inaugurated. Lil Uzi Vert is being inaugurated. The ink on their contracts has not even dried up. Lil Pump is being integrated and initiated and inaugurated into a new industry that is basically fixing and forming themselves and restructuring themselves
around the new littles.
Around the new Lils.
Right.
That's not the case of Joe Budden.
Lil Pump said he takes meds with his grandmother, by the way.
Facts. Whoa. You know what I mean?
I just wanted to say that.
All of the Lols. You know what I mean? All of the Xanny poppers, all of the lean sippers, all of these people at the same time that Academic is being inaugurated and he's being ushered in to this boys club. These young artists are because he is a kingmaker. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it very clear, and let's understand the power of DJ Academics and what he means to the industry and how instrumental he is into the rise of what you see now as the mumble rappers, because this was not the case 2 or 3 years ago.
Nah.
They did not have a grip on the industry. They did not control the wave. They were not all things hip hop 2 or 3 years ago. They were just climbing the ladder.
They didn't have a platform, right? They crowned them.
They were not being crowned.
That's what DJ Academics represent.
Facts.
In contrast, let me ask you, because we've been around for a minute, around the same amount of time as Joe Budden, who's Joe Budden ever put on in hip hop?
Who has he ever put on in hip hop? Tahiri.
No, artist.
Artist. Because that's the job of an artist.
I can't call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Academics put niggas on.
I can't call it. Academics is the kingmaker. Joe Budden, he tries to take the kings off of the board. He's had more hip hop beefs. He's tried to take the crown from multiple people, most notably Drake.
And prior to Drake, most notably Jay-Z. So Joe Budden was the first troll in hip hop.
Maybe not the first.
Before 50 Cent.
But in his troll era.
In the troll era.
Facts.
Joe Budden's the biggest troll.
He definitely is. He could qualify for that title.
So look at the qualities that we are chopping up about both of these particular individuals. Because they both represent two integral parts of what seems to be the twin pillars of hip hop.
Yes, they do.
Right? And the clash that's taking place between the youth, right?
Yes.
Who are lined up, waiting to be initiated and inaugurated, and the elders that are saying, don't come in here. You don't want to see what's going on. You don't want none of this.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And they like, you keeping me from my future. You keeping me from my destiny, from the bag.
From the bag.
Get out of my way.
So Joe Budden is saying, where's the integrity? Where's the character? Right? Where's your moral compass? To whereas, you know what I'm saying? You're in this industry, you're in this environment where these people don't care about you. They want to rape you. They want to feed off of you. They want to cold crush you. They want to 360 you, right? I'm pointing it out. I'm showing you that it ain't about what you think it is. You're only a vendor. He utilized this language. You're not an artist. You get signed to a label. You are a vendor. You are an outside entity who is W-2'd to a conglomerate who has an allotted time to receive and recuperate the amount of money that they shared with you.
And the young people is like, what do I sign?
The young people is like, give me a, what do I tweet? What do I sign? Let's take the picture. I'm ready to go. Right? So.
This is Aquarian, by the way. Please continue.
And as Blue Pill said, this is Aquarian. It represents what may be deemed as the new age. Okay? Different mind state, different objectives, different sense of morality, different levels of integrity, right? Henceforth, you see the clash that is that's taking place as of now. Joe is out. People are like, academics, what are you waiting for? He's saying we are renegotiating the contract. If they talk greasy to me like they talk greasy to Joe, I'm out. Niggas is like, get out of there now. Your brand is going to suffer. You and Joe Buttons, because you control your audience and the platform that you built it on is YouTube and it's not complex. You don't have to bring the middleman in there. You can exist on YouTube. You can sequester ad revenue.
Hold on. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you know what happens? You know what I'm saying? He got a taste of industry perks. I've heard him. I've listened to him. Oh, I didn't know it was like this. I didn't know they take care of this. I didn't know this come with that. That's the inauguration. So they've been able to dangle what they've been able to dangle. It's very easy to say, look, you get your own Nike. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
By you sponsoring this, you feel me? There's so many ways.
Yes, but here comes the now there's the conflict of interest. Do you listen to the big homie, right? Or are you going to pocket watch? He's going to put him on a scale and measure where his life is at versus where the Migos and Takeoff life is at, and Offset and Quavo Huncho, right? And he's saying, well, I might fare better if I take the route that they're taking and just go sign on the dotted line. If I go the industry route, I'm not willing to go through the blood, sweat, and tears of building my brand.
The struggle.
I'm living in mama's basement.
The struggle.
Which he really doesn't have to, because I know his YouTube checks. But he doesn't want to go through the everyday struggle. He doesn't represent that everyday struggle, because now the title of that show is being put on the line. Are you willing to go through the everyday struggle so you could be an everyday striver? It's going to take work. He's saying, I already put in the work. This whole year of waking up early and sitting on a chair with Joe Budden, that was my struggle. I'm here for the renegotiation. Joe is like, we could build our own thing. We're going to bring all of our audiences. We'll do 2 million a day versus that 1 million at Complex. Complex lost 60,000 subscribers just yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They just lost that just yesterday. And that was because of the Joe Budden podcast where he explained the dynamics behind why he left. And it was corporate. It was, he threw the whole corporate interference. He threw them under the bus.
Let me ask you this. So Joe Buttons has a podcast before Everyday Struggle.
Yes.
His YouTube channel doesn't have as many subscribers as my YouTube channel. It has about 132,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Academics is in the millions.
Yeah.
They form this team. They go on Complex. They get about 1 million views a day.
Yeah.
On this channel with Complex.
After some build up.
Do you
start out like that?
Right.
Yeah, well, it was a fast build up. They only been on there for 8 months. That was a hell of a fast build up there, man.
Had moments though.
Shit. But listen,
Moments are key.
do you think, because a lot of people say do it on your own. Are the people going to watch if they do it on their own? Or is it the psychology of knowing a machine is behind you that the people are interested in you? So say a machine gets behind us and we have the same talk, same background, but instead of getting 10,000 little views a day, it jumps to 600, 700,000, all because, wow, Revolt is behind these dudes now, so they must be something. So is it the machine behind them that's making
brand awareness?
Yeah, I mean,
renegotiating.
So is it really?
Niggas trouble.
Yeah, can they really do it on their own? That's what I'm asking. Or is it the brand that's kind of convincing the people that they're really this important?
This is the telltale sign of, can you upgrade? They already had the machine behind them. If they were to do something on their own, all they would have to do is to prove that they could do better or stay on that level. We just witnessed a mixtape release party where you had multiple camera angles and you showed that you could basically be in par. You were doing what Smack did at his, they just did that at their, you know what I mean, at their live stream. Your technology was on par with what Smack is doing. So in this new day where everything has been democratized, the everyday layman, the Joe Public could keep up with Complex. They did not add on. What were they doing? Was there some green screen effects?
He said they ain't spend no ad dollars.
They didn't spend any ad dollars. There's no commercials. There's no posters in the train station. When the bus goes by, there's no everyday struggle on the bus. This was purely word of mouth. This was, they had their moments. They had internet moments.
It was a very fancy background. Very fancy.
But that fancy background, yes, that fancy background can be easily duplicated and replicated.
Very easily. Yes.
There are so many young women and men out here who have college degrees coming out of all of these technological backgrounds. That is not a that does not keep me at a machine where they're basically giving me not even 60-40, it's 80-20 or 90-10. That is a gamble that it's worth gambling. It's like an artist going to the majors, signing to a label, going multi-platinum on a label, 50 Cent, right? Building up your brand, building up brand awareness, and then going out on your own and then inking deals with Star. Because if you was on Interscope, they would not necessarily allow you to do what you're doing with Stars, with Power and all of that at a label, because you heard Kanye's rant. They're only trying to keep us in this box as rappers. They don't want us to grow and show our appeal because we're identified as disruptors. Look at what's happening with Diddy. Look at what Jay is doing. They're disruptors. Look at what LeVar Ball is doing. If they plant the idea in the mind of these measly Negroes that are out here watching them, they're going to make these people think that they could be greater than they already are. Let's keep them in a trap. Let's keep them in a bando. Let's keep them thinking, you know what I'm saying, in segments. So they're going to stifle your growth. They're going to clip your wings with all of these perks, industry perks, swag bags. You're going to get your own sneaker. Don't worry about it. We got you. We get you the Puma Fenty. You know what I mean? We're going to take care of you. And people fall for that. And it's not just the label. You have financial advisors. You have the managers who are in the pocket of the labels. You have producers. You have Russell tweeting you. You got gatekeepers all in your ears, family, over lunch at New Beau's. I'm dead serious. This is how it happens. So Jadakiss on Drink Champs, Jadakiss, Puffy, Jadakiss, Fabulous, Groovy Lou. Go and watch that episode. Go and watch QC, a Rap Radar interview with Elliot Wilson, with Coach K and the dude P. Yeah. Go and watch that. They're giving you bars. They're explaining to you what the hell is going on. Behind it, you don't need the majors anymore. What you do need is drive. What you do need is vision. What you do need is a team. And what you do need is some investors who do not have those strings attached to you through corporate. You can do it. You can make it. So yes, I think that they can definitely body that because they body Complex. They could take it to a new platform and even rise to higher heights. If they were to get in bed with somebody, I would say go with Puff and Revolt. Go with the Black Dollar. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not majority, go with that.
Does Revolt have any programs on it that anybody?
They got Breakfast Club. What you talking about?
I mean, original though. Like
they got Drink Champs.
Drink Champs on Revolt?
Yeah,
Drink Champs.
yeah.
They got Nori and them on Revolt.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
But as far as
Go to
like
Tidal.
programs they created, I don't know of any programs they created.
I'm not
straight
sure.
from.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Go to Tidal. Go with Jay and them.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Holla at us, Diddy.
You know what I mean? Like, there are platforms that are being set up right now to attempt to do something. You are the Black Diamond. You are who people, they're not watching Complex. They don't even want to watch Mark Echo. They don't even know the people behind the cameras. Complex was not even a viable brand before Everyday Struggle. Nobody was checking for that. I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't collect sneakers like that. Complex is for sneakerheads and for hipsters and niggas that are trying to, you know what I mean, keep up with the hype beast culture. That's not where I land. That's not my interest. You know what I mean? They didn't fall within my interest range. I'm not interested in that. So they were not on my radar. I'm sure that they were not on millions of people's radar who they're on their radar now. So, nah. We have to be able to examine ourselves and know our self-worth. Weigh ourselves out. There should be something in this hip-hop community where there's a valuation. It should be an app where there's a valuation to all of these different brands and you know your worth and you could demand your worth from the gate like Blue said, so you don't have to renegotiate off the gate. The minute we get in the door, look, cut the...
Feel me? If you don't know your value, can you ever expect to be paid your cost?
Facts. Not at all. You will never know
So
that.
Joe Buttons didn't know his value. Let's keep it real. So he went in there and gave these people an idea.
Multi-million-dollar idea.
A multi-million idea. I'm not saying that he didn't initially have the faith in this idea. He had a short-sighted vision of where this idea can go. And it exceeded the trajectory that he initially planned.
Facts.
Right? It outphased it. You know what I'm saying? They already had what they needed. His name ain't even in the credits as being a co-creator.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lyric.
Yeah, shout out to Lyric.
So his name ain't even in the credit. You dig what I'm saying? They already got what they needed. They got the bag. Right? They've identified, oh, we got to break our stall over here. This young guy who we could finesse.
Facts.
We hear him.
Because
He's excited.
He has a desired demographic.
Right? Wait, we're looking at him. We see the bioluminescence lighting up in him when he's talking about how the industry, these new perks are. He's excited. We got enough of this shit to give him forever. Right? And his desired demographics enjoy these same perks. They eat McDonald's. They wear Nikes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Remember, they handed the game over to the 17 to 25-year-olds in 2012. There was a shift in the industry where the desired demographics that every advertiser was pitching to. That's why all of the young people are being signed. That's why the rise of the Lils are here. It started with Chief Keef and them.
And the Instagram stars, so the internet stars, like what's the Bad Baddie and
Bad Bobby.
Yeah, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah.
So if you have, right, the little pumps of the world, if you have a substantial Instagram following, right, you don't got to know how the talent don't matter. It's the following. We'll take care of that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
We can monetize that.
Yeah, we can monetize that.
You feel
You
me?
know what I'm saying? So that's what they're looking for. The new level of marketability.
So he's expendable. You understand what I'm saying? Shame on Complex for not giving that man whatever he asked for. I don't care what he was asking for, but he was definitely worth it. Whatever he wanted, they should have gave it to him because that man is definitely worth his bag. He is the lifeblood. How could you take the ingredients out of a cake? How could you take the ingredients out of a meal? You taking the curry out of the chicken, trying to feed the people chicken. It doesn't work. There was a dynamic. There's a chemistry. You cannot remove CO. You can't remove the carbon and the oxygen. You know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? So that was on them. My wish that he pulls that whole network down, that platform. You know what I mean? Take back everything that you gave them in terms of viewership, in terms of ad revenue, the people who they're banking on to basic, because the machine knows how to monetize these numbers. And that's another thing about this new genre or this new market that we're in with new media. where's the intellects that are studying that? Where's the people who are studying metrics? Where's the people who are, I got all kind of people to come and whisper in my ear, but I'm like, damn fam, you don't want to get out there and teach the people? You don't want to get out there and share that? Y'all sitting back on, you know what I mean? Y'all know all of this information, but y'all on y'all secret society shit. Y'all letting people go out there and try to figure this shit out on our own, whereas we out here teaching you, changing your life.
Right.
Ain't that some shit?
We out here giving you life lessons
because
and
it's
helping you in life, but you don't want to give us no balls.
When they come to us, it's a science. What they're explaining to us is a science. This whole finessing, this ad market, it's a science. You can't figure this out necessarily on your own. You may be able to do some research, but you should at least be pointed in the right direction. You feel me? People ain't out here doing that. They keeping it, they holding it to themselves.
They hoarding it.
You know what I'm saying? They 10% in it.
Meanwhile, benefiting from the show.
Illuminati in it. You feel me?
Benefiting from the free game.
You know what I mean? Taking free game, regurgitating, remixing it. You know what I mean?
And they want to pass you an invoice.
You know? So it's like, we got to have these conversations because people will be like, why are they talking about this? This shit.
But let me ask you, Red and Blue, is this an example of why net neutrality is coming about? Because we have these big corporations, Verizon, AT&T, then let's say Joe Budden and academics get together, have their own website, their own platform, not even on YouTube, just on their website. Popping.
It's a good question.
And it's bigger than YouTube, it's bigger than Facebook, it's bigger than all the major corporations. So the corporations get with these politicians, they like, we in favor of net neutrality. Shut these little niggas down.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
I had a dream the other night.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Talk about the dream.
The dream was dealing with consolidation. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like the Sentinels. They were sending the Sentinels in, and the Sentinels were coming to Zion to destroy all of the smaller independent sites who now were underground. These were the people, right, on some T2, on some John Connor, who had to use that old radio signal to get the word out, right? While the internet was above ground, but it all was corporate control. You dig what I'm saying? So now they're telling people, look, if you don't consolidate and you don't get down with the machine, you feel me? We're gonna destroy you.
We're gonna destroy, we're gonna crush you.
Yeah, we're gonna crush you.
We're not gonna renegotiate your contract.
And we don't gotta send a missile. We don't have to send silos your way. We're slowing the speed down and the access to your site.
Whew. Your shit buffering.
You feel me?
Wow.
It's about the electric age. We're gonna take electricity from you.
Facts.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Okay?
Salina.
Your website's gonna be looking like Puerto Rico. You understand? And when you try to come to the mainland, right, which is now the corporation, you're gonna be neutralized as you come in. All right, kiss the ring and do whatever else it is we want you to do.
Yes.
You feel me?
So for the last 10 years of mass distraction on behalf of the content creators, the new medias, and the conscious community, let's keep it a buck. The balls that have been dropped, the shit that has not been done, the potential that has been wasted and pissed away. You feel me?
Oh,
now,
what a tangle web.
Now, we're faced with net neutrality. You had your shot. The window was wide open. You could have created webisodes. You could have created movies for the small screen. You could have did much more than what has been done. Salute to everybody who stayed the course. But we know beyond a reasonable doubt there was those who added on to mass distraction and they messed this shit. They wasted our times. And they did not tap into the full potential of what was in front of them. They are going to stifle independent media. We spoke about this in Hitler 3.0. We spoke about this in In Too Deep. We gave you the ball. We let you know what was going on with the ad apocalypse and all of these stuff. They are quieting the voices. They are playing with algorithms. Certain videos do not even come up in the recommends anymore. You have to search through YouTube. You got to dig through it like sentinels to find certain people.
I've seen it, man.
I know what Instagram is doing with me right now. So yes, there is a concerted effort to begin to manipulate the real voices, because they've already picked the Hollywood consciousness. They've already picked the consciousness, they picked corporate consciousness over the little guys.
Yeah, they positioned.
They positioned them. Them niggas
voices.
lined up. So
Twitter, yeah, I want to say it because Twitter just started earlier this week.
Cutting accounts.
Censoring, eliminating accounts. They started with the alt-right.
Who are the fall guys?
Yeah.
They always start with the alt-right. Everybody starts with the alt-right. YouTube, everybody.
They're the
Facebook.
guys. You understand? But remember, these organizations and these entities operate outside of the quote-unquote internet. They operate on the deep web. They operate on the dark web. I would ask everybody that's watching this, how do you even access the dark web at this point? Do you even know what the onion router is? You know what I'm saying? We're in 2017 and you don't even know about the dark web.
I'm talking about Bitcoin.
You're just beginning to talk about Bitcoin.
Do you know how it really shakes?
You feel me?
You seen how Bitcoin really shake?
Yeah.
Because it ain't the surface stuff they talking about.
Yeah, you ever seen a $30,000 jug with a Bitcoin? You know what I mean? Where you getting 3 coins? If the shit is 18 or 16 right now, you see how people could get 3 of those coins in 1 jug? It's been going on for years upon years. There's people of all nationalities sitting on hundreds of Bitcoins because they was on a dark web jugging all of these years, on a deep web jugging, while you was playing with fiat and money phones and doing all of the dumb shit that you were doing on the surface. But you was never in the subconscious. You was never completely underground.
Shout out to Uncle Murder.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You was never where you were supposed to be. So now we're going to have to communicate on the dark web and the deep web because of net neutrality, they're going to compromise what is known as the surface web, where Complex is taking over, where Verizon is taking over, because they were mentioned specifically in the whole net neutrality. Verizon's name came up. Comcast. Verizon. You know what I mean?
I don't even know who else is to play.
I don't even know who else is to play either. You know what I'm saying? And Netflix is playing, they fence riding that, oh, we're going to boycott it. No. They don't want no other streaming services to ever come next to their conglomerate. Disney bought Fox. You know what I mean? They're making consolidation, mergers, and moves and whatnot because they're not going to allow the little man to come up and basically challenge them. Right. They're not trying to have Puffy and Jay and all of these dudes, you know what I mean, threaten their bag.
Because they're getting rid of, Tidal's gonna be out of here next year, they said. So you're dealing with that whole Apple aspect of bullying the market.
Liaconan's YouTube.
Yeah, Liaconan's on YouTube. The Fox merger happened the same day, I think, as net neutrality. The tax code just passed. So they 2 racks into people's pocket anyway. It's all out war on middle class. You know what I'm saying? They're criminalizing being poor.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah, you're right.
It's the hardest time right now to be a millionaire. The easiest time to be a billionaire.
Facts.
Right now. So where's this thing fitting in the fray? Are people even making accommodations for if things happen with this particular feed and situation? You know what I'm saying? We need to start making moves. We need to start thinking light years ahead. We need to identify that we live in an electric age and start moving with our electric circuits. Start utilizing this thing that has to move faster than AI. You keep telling me how much smarter you are than AI. Well, what are you solving?
Yeah, show me.
What are you solving in real time? What is your synapses looking like?
Yeah.
You understand?
All the sun gazing, what are you creating?
So
what problems are you solving? What are your algorithms? Yeah. You can't keep talking about it. You have to show and prove, all right? So this shit is not speculation anymore.
It's unfortunate to see, what's happening to the brother in the program, but, we're beyond the space and the place where we could afford to give things away for free. You know what I mean?
And to add on, just to end with the whole net neutrality, to give it a positive, optimistic outlook, there's an addiction. Addictions are known to cause inflictions, right? Social media what we know as the internet has created an addiction that is threatening to become an affliction. It has already become an affliction in many of our people's lives, where narcissistic personality disorder, full blown.
Yeah.
You understand? This merger with technology. You niggas is AI, you androids, and don't even know it.
Don't even know it.
You like homie from the Justice League. You're all the way in. You know what I mean? So maybe this may help quietly people who were falling into an addiction that was threatening to become a lifelong affliction. What about your 2-year-old who's addicted?
Yeah.
What about the 5-year-old who's addicted? What about the 10-year-old who's all the way in? They're completely in the Android realm at this point. Maybe if they're buffering, maybe if the shit slows down, they may have a chance to read a book.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So when they laugh, they don't say LOL. They'll actually laugh. Maybe they could get back to being human again. So, you know, I love a face-to-face encounter. I love an eye-to-eye, touching flesh and whatnot. I love coming into packed rooms. You feel what I'm saying? That was being threatened by the rise of what we know as this internet, because people didn't come out the house anymore. You dig what I'm saying? It was compromising brothers and sisters. And like Blue said, with this new tax budget that's rolling out, niggas are gonna have to sit down at round tables and figure this one out. We're gonna have to really sit down. It ain't about just speculating how you're gonna, skirt through these next 3 or 4 years on just, yo, the ancestors got me. You know what I'm saying? I got this. Skirt. No, we're gonna have to have a viable plan that we're gonna have to actually work. You feel me? So we don't have to go through a level of suffrage that we haven't seen since the goddamn depression.
Exactly. Come together, that unity aspect that people keep theorizing about.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be real.
It's gonna have to, it's gonna have to manifest.
It's gonna take the village to get through, you know, Freddie and Jason. They cutting and slashing.
Yeah.
And this is not, you know what I'm saying, on no spookism.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, take a look at it, observe it, see how it affects you. And not even you directly, the community. You feel me?
Yeah, outside of the whole individual, yo, I'm good, I'm sitting on 2 Bitcoins. Well, I would ask you, my good brother or sister, you know, at what point do you go from individual to communal? Because I know it's about being self-righteous and taking care of self, and I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Get you right first. But at what point do you want to be, you know, what point do you want to make history? At what point do you want to do something that's going to help lighten up your heart? At what point do you want to do something that hasn't been done yet? And what hasn't been done yet is what the people are asking for. Something in their best interest or their children's best interest. Why not just open up, a spot where the babies are homeschooled? Why not have a daycare center for all of the children who are operating on the same frequency? We were talking about this yesterday, correct? You know what I mean? Where the sisters who are already with the homeschool lessons, they have 4-year-olds reading 100 books. I want their parents to teach my child. Or I want their lesson plan to be implemented to my children. You know, I yearn for that more than to be on the goddamn internet. So, you know, we got to see the good in what's being done. But like Blue said, with this whole situation that we're talking about, it only boils down. You're sitting at a job right now. You're clocked in for 20 to 30 years. You're sitting on $1 million talent. You came here to this planet with a purpose. They're paying you $12 an hour. If you stay in line and don't say anything and let them grope you at the water cooler and you let your Weinstein boss take shots at you, he may give you a 50-cent raise in a few years. He just might. While everything is going up exponentially by the day, especially after the tax cut. You dig what I'm saying? So this is a micro of everybody's life, your everyday struggle. We're all selling ourselves short. We are all not realizing our self-worth. We are all not willing to renegotiate and walk away from it all and then build ourselves back up by saying, fuck that. I know my worth and I know what I bring to the table. And if it's going to take a little bit of heavy lifting, I'm going to just get some more muscles in the process. I'm going to get a little more brolic while I'm lifting this heavy weight.
Cost versus value. You understand?
You're already.
You got to know what your value is to get what you're worth, to get your cost.
You already.
Right? So, that's
if you ever see us in a corporate structure, know that we know who we are and our worth and our value, and we renegotiated from the motherfucking gate. All right? And the bag and the coin is there. Because I'm not going to chase you away from your corporate dreams. I'm not going to, you know what I mean, demonize corporate and say, oh, if you're in corporate, I would never do that to anybody. If that's your aspirations, if you think that you could move through a room full of vultures and you got it, you had rule in a room full of vultures, well, go ahead and roll the dice. You feel what I'm saying? But be honest with yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Be very honest with yourself and know when it's time to pull out. Your pull-out game needs to be very strong. Skeet.
On that note, man, leave your info so the people can holler at y'all.
Red Pillar, Patreon. Let's do it.
Apparelnormal.com, soulgoldbiz.com. What am I leaving out?
Green Leaf.
Yeah.
-herbs.
At BluePillar44 on Instagram, at BluePillar44 at Gmail. Or should I say BluePillar44 at Gmail. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me. I ain't in the comment section. You know what I'm saying?
I am. Kings County with a S, 2 Ks. KingsCounty.BigCartel. EL_Filthmore on Instagram and all of that. You know, we cook. We do, you know, I know I do. I do my uploads, you know what I'm saying? I interact with my people on Instagram, my 20,000, 25. We chop it up. We get it in.
I'm there too.
Yeah, Blue is there too. So love and light to the family, and salute to the brother Joe Budden, Mike, his cousin, you know what I mean? Academics.
Oh yeah, because the brother became a father on Friday, and on Monday they told him don't come to work.
Yeah.
And if you do, you have to play a subordinate position because we already got your replacement.
Yeah.
God damn, that's corporate for you?
That's cold. Yeah, that is corporate. And
So,
corporate is a
salute,
reflection of the government that we see now. Corporate is a reflection of the people who are feeding off of you. That's that Matrix scene with the battery. That's corporate.
Yeah, so salute to the brothers newborn, that new life, that new light that came onto this planet.
queen.
You know what I'm saying? His
Yeah.
queen. May this opportunity, may you seize this opportunity. You feel me? And boss up. Get your big baller brand, boss up, move on. You know what I'm saying? And do something on this internet that's never been done, because Buttons, you are an innovator on this internet. You know what I'm saying?
And
you have moved the ball forward.
yes, and I
dig
know
what I'm
that y'all
saying?
had
So,
the
yeah.
LaVar Ball conversation,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of tight that I didn't tie that
Yeah.
in. But what you're witnessing, family that's out there, is this intricate time that we are in where you're being shown ownership and what it takes to boss up and to give the middle finger to the middleman, who's the titty, the proverbial titty that we've always been, or the lap that Negroes have always been sitting on, getting suckled by this corporate monster. LaVar Ball is showing you how to move. Diddy is making his move and showing you it's about ownership. Joe Budden is showing you it's about ownership. We're on a winter solstice, so we're going into a new calendar year. This new calendar year should reflect that. Ownership, bossing up, ownership, not repeating something that has not worked for us and thinking that you're gonna be the nigga that's gonna figure it out. You're gonna be the magical Negro that slips through the cracks. That's insanity. This is about ownership and utilizing the power of the masses. Why are we being shown all of this stuff in the media about who our overt and covert enemy is and all of this? Oh my God, did you hear what they said about Diddy? Oh man, they were laughing at him. They laughing at he's a billionaire. They laughing at your broke ass too. They laughing at all of you. Why? I'm surprised that you're surprised. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the reactionary politics. Stop with this victimhood consciousness. Stop with the distractions. You niggas emotional in your feelings. If they laugh at you, stun on them. You dab on them and keep it moving and build something. They're laughing at you because they know that you're not going to build anything. The only way that you're going to put a frown on their face is when you boss up. And that's the moral of the story. That's the lesson that we're being shown. You understand? Jupiter, Scorpio, new season, new calendar year, new beginning. Let's go. Love and light. And also with Brother Rich, and he's showing you independence. He's showing you no middleman. Him and Cambatta, they're showing you, Scorpio King, we're showing you building up from the ground up, heavy lifting, boss status, Bossellini, boss baby. One.
Peace, family.
They know we invented original mathematics. Black magic, treat home like cat Sabbath. I can hear beautiful music and bad static. I attract cash and bags like that's Magnus. Last Maverick, blast fast like Zab Jab. King Anubis, one eye open like the singer Houston sunset. Peek through deep illusion. I'm a god with power to make gods, and my penis proves it. He's in tune with Hebrew finger movements. Teach Bruce Lee senior students. Seen the Buddha state of samadhi. Your life phase is like a wait in a lobby. Stranger than paintings of Dali. Your vast imagination is what's making you godly. I study the form and frame of the body under a full moon and created karate. Your gang faker than broccoli. I'm Buffalo Soldier. My role was the Kane in a posse. Yeah, my mother Henrietta Lacks. My clever raps bring the metal netter back. The extraterrestrial method in black, but I don't have a memory of that. The enemies attack the Ebonese mentally with traps for more than 4 centuries of that. Matter of fact, I killed the cipher, judge gave me 360. Trap sound behind bars, frequency. The earth flat like green frisbees. From the tribe of Levi, the jeans fit me. Pick niggas at picnics, they pick me. So I picked up a ice pick and pigs bleed.